If you're looking to buy a house in the Greater Toronto area, you need to know which suburb is dominating the market, as I'll be sharing which suburb had the highest number of sales in the last 6 months, and I'll be also sharing which suburb experienced the highest level of appreciation in the last 4 to 5 years. If you get any value out of this content, then please smash the like button and also do subscribe to the channel, as majority of the viewers of this channel has not subscribed, so please do that. And if you got any questions about real estate, you can book a strategy call with me as per your convenient time by clicking on the first link mentioned in the description below. So I'll be analyzing 10 suburban areas in the GTA, starting from Burlington onto the west, to one onto the north, and to the Oshawa onto the east. And I'll be showing you suburb areas ranked by the number of sales, starting from lowest to highest, basically in an ascending order. So stick around till the end of this video to see which suburb had the highest number of sales. And the properties I'm analyzing, or the data I'm showing you, is of freehold properties, that is only detached, semi-detached and townhouses. Condos are not included in this data. And in terms of timeline, I've analyzed home sales for the second half of the year, that is from July of 2024 to December of 2024. And in terms of price growth, I've analyzed the data, or I've analyzed the price growth from beginning of 2020 to up till December of 2024. That is over the time period of 4 years. So let's get started. First, we're going to talk about Markham, which is located on the northeast part of GTA, and it has had the lowest number of sales, one of the lowest number of sales in Greater Toronto area. So you can see there were 933 houses which were sold in the last half of 2024. And in terms of appreciation since 2020 up till December of 2024, this city, or this suburb, has had a appreciation of just shy of 25%, which is not bad. But one thing to notice is that in the March of 2022, which is right over here, things went off the chart, and this is where Bank of Canada stepped in, introducing multiple interest rate hikes. And there you can see there's a drastic downward pressure onto the prices, and still we haven't recovered from the peak of 2022, but still but overall, over the long term, that is since 2020 up till now, we've seen a decent appreciation of just shy of 25%. Next suburb we're going to talk about is Vaughan, which is located on the north side of GTA, or on north side of Toronto, and they've had 993 sales in the last half of 2024. And in terms of price appreciation, they have experienced decent price appreciation, or aggressive price appreciation, since 2020. That is 31%. But things went really off the chart in the March of 2022, and still they haven't recovered. And if you see the average price in Vaughan, we're still sitting at 1.55 million, which is still high in my opinion. Up next, we're going to talk about Oshawa, which is located on the east side in Greater Toronto area, and they've had a transaction volume looking at is 1037. And if you see the price appreciation since 2020, they've had just shy of 30% or 29% appreciation. And again, in 2022, things really went out of the whack, and now the average price point we're looking at is $747,000 at an average. So it is affordable as opposed to other suburb area in the Greater Toronto area. So that is why we're noticing a lot of my clientele is also looking closely on Oshawa, or on the east side of GTA, because it's more affordable. So that is why I noticed a lot of people leaning towards on the east end, like Oshawa, Ajax and Whitby area. So I'm going to talk about Ajax and Whitby in a second. And next up, we're going to talk about Burlington. Burlington is located on the west side of Greater Toronto area. It's got a great community, great school districts. In my opinion, this is a pretty nice suburb or city. And if you see that they've had 1,172 transactions that happened in the last half of 2024. And if you see the price appreciation since the 2020 up till December of 2024, it is 28%, which is not bad. And the average price point we're looking at is 1.1 million. So one thing I want to highlight is that this is an average price point. So this data might get skewed sometimes because of outliers. But if you're looking for a townhouse or a semi-detached, you can get it for high 900s to low 1 million. So a decent townhouse where you can, raise your family in a good school district. That's what I'm talking about. So you have options in Burlington. I've helped many clients in Burlington area. So out of that experience, I'm telling you. So in terms of pricing, it is expensive than the suburbs in the east end, that is Ajax, Whitby, Oshawa. But at the same time, you can find opportunities in Burlington too. And I would highly vouch watch for this suburb or the city. Now, moving on to the rank 6, that is Pickering. Pickering is located on the east end of the Greater Toronto Area, and in the second half of 2024, Pickering experienced 1,231 sales. And if you see the price growth since 2020, they had a pretty solid appreciation of 33%. And if you see the average price in the right now, that is in December of 2024, we're looking at $1,030,000. So Pickering is a good community, in my opinion. Again, it is decently located close to downtown core. It's not too far, like it's about like 45 minutes of commute via drive, depending on the traffic, and as well as the GO train is not bad. The GO train commute is also not that bad. And if you see, again, the things went off the charts in 2022, and the prices have not recovered since then, but we'll see how things pan out down the line. So overall, I would highly recommend Pickering and Burlington. These two suburbs are kind of my favorite. So just wanted to share that, and I highly recommend these two suburb areas. Okay, now going on to rank 5, Whitby. Whitby experienced 1,256 sales. It's located on the east, and again on the east of Ajax, and again it is located on the east side of Greater Toronto Area. So commute could be quite a bit long depending on the traffic, but GO train commute is also not that bad. And they had 1,256 sales in the second half of 2024. And if you see the price growth, they have experienced solid appreciation. Again, it is just shy of 34% since 2020 up till December of 2024. And if you see in 2022, they had a pretty strong uptick, and at the same time, after interest rate hikes, they had a pretty strong downward pressure as well. And right now, we are sitting at about like $987,000 a price point, the average price point. So it makes sense why they're having a higher number of sales is because of affordability. A lot of my clients, they're also looking towards Whitby as well. So especially on the east side of Greater Toronto Area because of affordability, right? So that's the reason. And Whitby is a good community, good school districts. So overall, again, Whitby is good in my opinion. And now moving on to the next suburb, that is Oakville, ranking at number 4. They had just shy of 400 sales or houses sold in the second half of 2024. And if you see, they had appreciations of 25% since 2020 up till December of 2024. And one thing, if you notice, they've had a steady and healthy growth. There's not much of a volatility, which is a good thing. And also it makes sense because Oakville is expensive and it's a pretty good sense of community, great school districts, and it's a pretty solid suburb area in my opinion. You can find a lot of working professionals living there, especially top executives working in downtown core. They tend to live in Oakville. That's what we've noticed. And one of the reasons is that's why it is expensive too. The average price point we're looking at is $1,570,000, which is one of the expensive suburbs in Greater Toronto Area. And now moving on to the rank number 3, that is Mississauga. Mississauga had experienced 1,525 number of sales in the second half of 2024. That is from July to December of 2024. And if you see the price growth, they've had a price appreciation of 22% since 2020 up till December of 2024. Now, moving on to the rank number 2, that is Ajax. Ajax had a 1,536 number of sales in the year in the second half of 2024, and if you see the price appreciation, that is 23% give and take. And the market has been pretty volatile in this suburb. If you see in the year of 2022, things went off the chart, and now we also see it pretty solid downward pressure after the February-March of 2022. And now we can see a price point is sitting at, as average price point we're sitting at is just shy of $900,000. So again, because of affordability, where we see the average price point is on the lower side, we see higher number of sales because of affordability factor, right? And Ajax is again located on the east end of the Greater Toronto Area. Commute to downtown Toronto is going to be about via transit or via GO train is going to be about like 1 hour give and take, and via a drive as well is going to be about like 1 hour given 50 to 1 hour depending upon the traffic. And now let's move on to the winner in terms of sales. Is ranking at number 1 is city of Brampton. It's experienced 2,098 sales in the second half of 2024, and if you see the price appreciation is just shy of 23%, and the average price point we're looking at is $955,000. So again, because it's affordable, we see higher number of sales in that suburb or in that pocket. And also in terms of price, we can see quite volatility in this market, in in Brampton market. So now they've still not recovered since the peak of 2022, but we'll see how things pan out down the line. So now I'm going to walk you through the quick summary of sales volume. So Brampton has experienced the highest number of sales in the second half of 2024, followed by Ajax and Mississauga. And if you see the price growth since 2020, Whitby, Pickering, and Vaughan experienced the highest price appreciation since year of 2020. So I hope I was able to give you some value, and I hope you found this information valuable. And if you did, then please smash that like button. Let me know if you have any questions. I would be happy to chat. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.